Hello, welcome back to Trailer Trash. Today, we're going to look at something I'm sure everybody knows about, and we've all heard is coming out, because the trailers are everywhere. It's the Expend4bles. 4? Yeah. Expend4bles. Because they use the 4 as the A.
On September 22nd,
Time for music.
we heard you
This is gonna be fun.
loud and clear. Please make Expendables 4 rated R. There better be violence and lots of it.
Oh, wait, were the Expendables movies PG-13? I always assumed they were R's. That's weird. Or was like Expendables 3 like the only PG-13 and everybody was like, what the hell?
I want all the blood and guts.
Fuck it.
First things first.
Holy shit.
You know, it's funny given how like the two leads. Oh, actually no, I guess it's just Stallone. For some reason I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger was, but I haven't seen him in this. How weird. But Stallone and Schwarzenegger both were in a lot of R-rated movies back in the 80s, and I always thought these series, I never watched any of them, but I thought the Expendables series was like a callback to, you know, their heyday of action movie stars, and a lot of them were rated R films, so yeah, why wouldn't they be for the Expendables?
My mind is full of these brutal fantasies. That will now become a hellish reality. It's a great idea. Well, I ain't playing no more.
Hold on.
You almost fucking killed me!
You're welcome.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Good to be back.
Oh, they got Dolph Lundgren. They couldn't get Schwarzenegger, but they'll get Dolph. Oh wait, no, Rocky was Stallone. I get it mixed up sometimes.
Enjoy the show!
Garcia. That's wasn't one of the Expendables had like I almost said Leslie Nielsen. That's not the one. You know, Frasier. Kelsey Grammer had like Kelsey Grammer in it. It wasn't, I want to say Harrison Ford was in one. Like it was just this huge list of, again, old action stars, except Kelsey Grammer wasn't an action star ever. But it'd be cool if they had, you know, like Kurt Russell, Keanu Reeves in an Expendables. That'd be fun. I mean, it wouldn't be as meta because he's only now just recently become sort of an action star. They should bring in Adrian Brody. Remember that really weird stint he had where he was like an action hero in movies, and it made just no fucking sense because, I don't know, Adrian Brody just never struck me as an action star, but they put him in a bunch of action movies. I had it. What was it? Oh, Liam Neeson is also one of those, just like out of the blue as an action star now. I mean, not just Taken. I guess just Taken, the Taken series. But, I mean, The Grey was kind of an action movie. Matt Damon. Bring Matt Damon in. It's for the Bourne movies.
Expendables. Definitely rated R.
That's something I got to bring up, actually, and I couldn't find evidence of it when trying to look it up now, but a lot of these trailer channels that I comb through to find, you know, examples for trailers I could cover, a lot of them had, like, thumbnails of, like, the Statham, what's-her-face sex scenes, Fox sex scenes. Like, it was just really shamelessly clickbaity, which is funny because I'm pretty sure in the beginning it's like sexual material, but as far as I could tell from like trailers, there's like this, and they're just playing it up to like the 10th degree. Because sure, when I think action movie, I think Megan Fox sex scene. Like what? Also Jason Statham. That's just kind of odd, because they're like two completely different worlds. Like Guy Ritchie films Statham with just the shittiest trash, like eye candy movies of Megan Fox, and also the age gap seems a bit weird, but there you go. That's their main selling point is there's a sex scene. Oh, it's rated R. It's not NC-17, but you know, it's close enough. Use your imagination.
Who's gonna need more Tide? Everyone.
We'll just leave it there. I've lost my train of thought. Thank you, Tide commercial. I didn't have a train. It was derailed years ago. The Expendables are an interesting concept. Again, just this idea of like getting action heroes from the 80s specifically. Again, it's weird that Schwarzenegger, maybe I guess it was just the Stallone project, but I know he was at least in it, right? Or am I making that up? But I like the idea and just the concept of just a bunch of action heroes, you know, doing their thing, doing stunts and ridiculous actions stuff, you know, just wading through cannon fodder. And it's very G.I. Joe. It's kind of like what the G.I. Joe movie should have been like. Maybe not so much the gore and the Megan Fox sex scene, but you know, that kind of just silly violence for the sake of, you know, it's fun action. It's a guilty pleasure kind of action movie, and yeah, I feel like the Expendables do a better job of being the G.I. Joe movies than the actual G.I. Joe movies were. But with that being said, let's check out the comments. I love the classic trailer voice. Haven't had something like that in years. Oh yeah, I actually never caught that. The trailer voice, that was actually really cool. I haven't heard that for a while. I mean, I know we haven't seen it in trailer trash yet, but they should really bring that back, because it's funny because there's a bit of a combination of the trailer voice, but the thing I always assumed kind of replaced the trailer voice is, you know, the big letters, you know, making some sort of epic phrase in the midst of, you know, all these clips. Like, it's, I don't know, see if I can find it. Okay, yeah, right here. So it's like, they are back, you know, like that kind of bullshit. That's in every trailer nowadays, and I always assume that sort of replaced the trailer voice. You know, instead of having a voice sort of say these stupid phrases, you know, you gotta do boo wah, you know, the music's gotta wah wah, you know, kind of thing. Even if it is a, you know, licensed song, this you gotta do the bwans in the trailers. Yeah, it's predictable. As a former 80s and 90s, see, I assume they meant to put kid at the end of that. As a former decade, I'm not a human being, I'm a decade, I can say this looks like a good old-fashioned action extravaganza. Stallone is a legend, and his chemistry with Statham is always the highlight of these movies. As much as I enjoy seeing Stallone kick ass, I do think it's time for him to pass the torch to Statham as a new leader of the group. Hopefully this makes enough money to justify getting another one. I love these flicks. Whoa, wait a second. Hold the fucking phone here. I mean, you were a former 80s, but you want Stallone out? Because that's what it sounds like. Like, Stallone should move on. He's getting old. As a former 80s, I think Stallone's getting too old. That's just, like, that seems odd. Like, I love these movies, and I love their chemistry, but, yeah, Stallone, he's getting too old. Oh, those are other actors they could throw in. Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. That'd be fun. Bring back the Lethal Weapon team. Just do like a an action movie cinematic universe where it's like the actual Lethal Weapon characters, and then fucking Rambo is in there. It's, Lundgren's character, and they all like team up to do things. I don't know. Looks really fun in my opinion. I really like the first trilogy. Stop. I love the chemistry between the cast. Stop. I can't wait to watch this movie. Stop. It's going to be a really fun ride. God, muscles. Got that cheesy 80s and 90s feel we can expect from the franchise. Stoked to see. I mean, as a former 80s and 90s, I agree with the statement. Tony Ya and Iko Uwais. The studio did their homework. Fantastic and appropriate additions to the franchise. Going to miss Galgo. Antonio Banderas, though. Antonio Banderas was in it? Oh, man. Maybe I do need to watch The Expendables. Because, yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, I want to see more actors in this. It kind of makes me think of that game. I think it was called Broforce, where it was like a side-scroller, like shoot 'em up, but the characters were various representations of action heroes from the 80s. And I'm sure there's 90s in there too. But it was really cool because it's like you unlock new characters to play as, and it'll be like, you know, Blade from the Blade series, Chuck Norris, or, you know, an approximation of Chuck Norris, because they don't have the rights to any of these, so it's like kind of like them. You get the idea, but it's just this big action game where you just kind of pick these characters. It's really fun. Yeah, so these series are essentially Broforce, the video game. To see complete Hollywood in one movie after watching Expendable series become more than anything else. Arnold, Van Damme, and Stallone are the most nostalgic actors for the youth of the 80s and 90s. Well, as a former 80s and... Okay, I'll stop making that joke. But Van Damme, yeah. Was he ever in this series? What? Is he alive? I haven't heard from Van Damme in a long time. He's one of those actors I never understood, where it's like, yeah, the dude can fight, but it doesn't mean you should just put them in front of a camera, because the dude certainly couldn't fucking act. So it's like, it's really strange. At least with Arnold and Stallone, you could argue they can't act, but they were charismatic enough, you know? They kind of, they did what they had to do in those movies. Those movies were enjoyable to watch regardless of performance, because again, I think they had charisma. But Van Damme, not so much. I finally saw the Street Fighter movie for the first time a couple months ago. Yeah, this looks awesome. Definitely better than the first trailer. Now I am really excited for this movie. Wait, there was another comment. Yeah, gotta admit, this looks better than the first trailer. Can't wait. That's the second comment I've seen so far about it being better than the first trailer. Maybe they just mean because there's a narrator now. But I'm curious about that. Studio Ghibli. Stupid ads.
Let's fly, baby! Bring it!
It's got one of those pre-trailer trailers.
Welcome home, honey.
Do you read now?
What is this?
It's classified.
Coming with you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You weren't invited.
Nothing can stop me, I can't get enough. Playing with dangerous bad behavior. Bad behavior. They call it bad behavior.
See, right off the bat, this is what I was talking about, where they seem to really build up on this concept. I wouldn't have known this was an Expendables movie without that trailer thing, because it's just, here's a relationship between Jason Statham and Megan Fox. It's like, okay. Oh, and now we get into the movie.
Why are you here?
I got this situation where I need your help.
I got a situation, and I'm gonna be in a new Spy Kids movie, and Adrian... It's terrible, I apologize. You know, going back to the whole G.I. Joe analogy, check this fucker out. Like, look at him. Look at him. It's totally a G.I. Joe. Like, I'm pretty sure there was a G.I. Joe who looked like that.
Over family?
Well, you can't say family in an action movie trailer. You're not Fast and Furious, though also very similar concept of a franchise. At least the Expendables, though, they seem to be poking more fun at themselves, whereas Fast and the Furious, just, I don't even know what they're going with tone-wise nowadays.
It's time to get loud.
Let's fly, baby! Come on, bring it! Now that's what I'm talking about.
Is that the biggest one you've got? Oh, it's way bigger than that.
That knife fight reminds me immediately of Resident Evil 4. Like, I'm just waiting for like the button prompts, the QuickTime button prompts. That scene always fucked me up when I played it as a kid. Holy crap. I died so much more times in that scene, that one fucking QuickTime scene, than any other part of the game. Anyway, I'm getting off track. That was the Expendables 4. It looks really interesting. Again, I wish I could find more examples of thumbnails for the trailers, because yeah, I swear just everywhere I looked, the Expendables 4 thumbnail was like Megan Fox in lingerie lying in bed, and it's just like, is this where we're going with this now? Is this we're resorting to clickbait to make trailers for our movies? We're lowering ourselves to YouTube standards for trailers nowadays. Anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye.